The F-Pace is Jaguar's first luxury crossover SUV. And yet some people might look at it and consider it to be simply a family version of the F-Type sports coupe because it's essentially based upon that particular vehicle. Other people, though, believe it to be a true driver's car with all the passion and power that the Jaguar heritage brings to life. And it just so happens to be able to hold a few people and some cargo. Whichever view best suits you, one thing's for certain. The 2017 Jaguar F-Pace has something for everyone. The first thing you'll notice is the F-Pace's powerful and refined aerodynamic styling. It is elegant, sophisticated, and yet it gives that sense of, strength that's inherent to Jaguar. Now, Jaguar's really made this an aerodynamic vehicle with a drag coefficient of only 0.36, and even the undercarriage is extremely smooth to help it glide and get you the best fuel efficiency as well as performance. And the body system itself is made up to 80% aluminum, so it's extremely light. Now, that doesn't include the hood, the doors, or the rear hatch, but you're still looking at a vehicle that has the characteristics of a sports car in a full-size SUV. The F-Pace has an advanced suspension and chassis system with aluminum dual wishbone suspension, independent of course up front, as well as the integral rear link suspension system. Now you get a choice of 3 different engines. One is a 2-liter, 4-cylinder turbocharged diesel that will get you 180 horsepower, 318 foot-pounds of torque. And that'll take it from 0 to 60 in about 8.2 seconds. You also have a 3-liter V6 engine that is supercharged that'll get you 340 horsepower, 332 foot-pounds of torque. And that'll take it from 0 to 60 in about 5.4 seconds. There's another 3-liter V6 engine that'll generate 380 horsepower, 332 foot-pounds of torque, and that's on the S model. And speaking of models, the F-Pace comes in 5 primary models. There's the base F-Pace, there is the Premium Edition, the Prestige, the R Sport like we're looking at today, as well as the top-of-the-line S model. But for those individuals that want to really stand out, there is a limited edition exclusive First Edition model. And these vehicles run anywhere in the States from around 41,000 plus for the base model up to 70,000+ for the First Edition. And all of these are mated to the 8-speed ZF automatic transmission. You know, the one with the pop-up knob that Jaguar is known for. Now, one of the nice things of having Jaguar, sharing technology with Land Rover and vice versa, is they're able to create this amazing all-wheel drive system, which is rear-wheel biased in the F-Pace. And that will give you up to 90% of the torque to the rear of the vehicle and 10% to the front on dry pavement. But if it's slippery surface, watery, wet surface, snowy surface, the electro-hydraulic coupling can instantaneously adjust it to get 50-50 torque. And then as needed with variable surfaces, up to 90% can be shifted accordingly to the front, 10% to the rear. So you really only are sending the torque where you need it most, when you need it most. And that makes this an incredible ride all year long. Now, when you look at the F-Pace from behind, you'll notice that the rear LED taillights look just like the F-Type version on the Sport Coupe. But when you go to the front, you have a different style, and you have in the base model a projector halogen headlights available. You also have the high-intensity bi-xenon lights available, or on our model, you have the full LEDs. And all of them have Jaguar's signature J daytime running light, which is so distinctive at night. Now, you do have a power tailgate, or you also have the optional hands-free wave your foot opening of it. And you have plenty of room for production gear back here, or whatever you want to carry. 33.5 cubic feet of cargo space with the back seat up. And with all seats down, 63.5 cubic feet of cargo space. Well, enough about the exterior. It's too hot outside anyway. Come on inside, man. It's nice and cool. And I'll show you the rest of the vehicle. This is one good-looking SUV. The exterior styling is very eye-catching, shall we say. I liked how easy it is to step into the F-Pace, and yet you still sit so high that gives you a great command of the road. Awesome acceleration. Now, of course, with all Jaguars, you have a beautiful interior, lots of nice leather, double stitching through the entire interior of the cabin. Your layout is very centralized down the center console here. Of course, you have your giant knob shifter, which pops up, of course. You have your in-control touch systems, and that's where on our vehicle here, we have an 8-inch touch screen for your multimedia navigation, things like that, and a 5-inch screen in the center with plenty of information. But when you go with the in-control touch Pro system, you have a 10.2-inch screen and a 12.3-inch virtual screen here with virtual gauges as well. And it's amazing, amazing. I wish we had it in this vehicle today. But I'll pop a picture up for you just so you can see it. And speaking of pop-up, there's also available head-up display. And when your head's up, you can also appreciate this gigantic moonroof. And it's kind of nice to be able to just hit a button and vent, and then hit a button and open it wide up. It really gives it a more spacious feel on the inside. One thing about the interior is you definitely have to capitalize the space you have to work with. You have a small center tray here, a couple cubby holes on either side of the center console. Your center storage area is kind of small, has some power sources there, USB, 12 volt. In the back, you even have 2 USBs and a 12 volt as well for the passengers back there, which is kind of nice. Now, they say it's room for 5 people, but the reality of it is that center seat isn't much of a seat to speak of. But whoever sits in the middle there better have a tiny tush. That's all I'm saying. I'm going to give you 4 very important numbers. 11,380, 17,825. Now that's the stats for the Meridian sound systems that are available. Base model, 11 speakers, 380 watts of power. But when you step up to the Meridian Tri-Field sound system, the premium system, 17 speakers, 825. It's amazing. Can we make it up this giant ramp? Put it in all-wheel drive. There we go. Okay. Hey, here we go. We're doing it. We're doing it. Woohoo! The F-Pace is jam-packed with technology. What type of technology, do you wonder? Well, wonder not anymore. It has start-stop technology, traction control, blind spot detection, cross-traffic detection, 360-degree surround camera, parallel parking assist. It'll help you park your car parallel. Oh man, where was this when I was in driver's ed? Driver condition monitoring, lane keep assist, dynamic stability control, torque vectoring. It can even read the traffic signs. Adaptive cruise control. Autonomous emergency braking. Stop the car for me, please. Stop it for me. It did it. I told you. A lot of technology. Sorry. Oh my God, I love that exhaust note. I like the advanced drive control settings where, depending on your weather conditions, you can set it for rain, ice, and snow. Or if you want to save a buck at the pump, you can put it in eco mode. You also have your normal mode for everyday driving and the dynamic mode, where the software will actually adjust the gear shifts, the steering input and throttle response, and give it a lot more get up and go. And the gauges glow red when you put it in dynamic. Gives it more of the Jaguar race car feel. There's also an all-surface progress control that'll help you when you're in gravel or wet grass or snow or rainy surfaces, things like that. If you ever needed an excuse to buy a Jaguar and still wanted to, have a family vehicle as well, this will do it all day long. The thing I like about this vehicle is summed up in a song, one of my favorite songs by Van Halen. It's called Best of Both Worlds. I think you have the opportunity to have the Jaguar sports performance heritage coupled with the practicality of an SUV. And I think that is the best of both worlds. Here's something I bet you thought you'd never see at a campground. A Jaguar, or Jaguar. Well, with the new 2017 F-Pace all-wheel drive, I bet you will someday.